Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. This is another match preview. We've jumped straight from review to preview. There was no video yesterday. And apologies for how late the review was for the Chelsea-Tottenham game. And it wasn't just me, it was all of us. We all got affected because of YouTube having a bug in their processing. We waited 4 hours for our videos to be processed, and it started going out in phases. So apologies for that lateness. It wasn't us, it was YouTube. YouTube, fix your platform. The amount of bugs I see on the back end that you lot don't see is crazy. So, and this is coming from someone who's got a background in software and testing and all that. I know what I'm talking about. The bugs are crazy. YouTube, sort your mess out. Flipping hell. Talking about a flipping company owned by Google, you'd think they'd fix these things. Anyway, now, before we get cracking into the preview for tomorrow's game, we're off the back of a fantastic win against Tottenham. And because of that, I'm feeling good. As far as I'm concerned, like I've said multiple times, I will continue to say it, for me, the season is already over. People are going to still some, going to cling on to, oh, we're going to get Europe, we're going to get Europe, we're going to get Europa League. We won't. We won't, and especially after today. Newcastle went and destroyed Burnley 4-1. They done something that we should have done. Burnley came to the bridge and we were down to 10 and still drew 2-2. So it is what it is. Newcastle, as it stands now, are 5 points ahead of us, having played one game more. Man United need to play tomorrow against Crystal Palace. You see, this is why, with 3 games remaining, right, you think that in order for us to leapfrog the both of them, they need to draw against each other when they play against each other, and we need to win all of our games. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Which is why I keep cementing it down. I keep saying, listen, the season is over. It's over. It's finished. Which is why, personally, now, I'm not stressing. I'm taking it game by game. Game by game. Literally, like we got West Ham. Cool, let's deal with West Ham. Forget the other games. Normally, I would look at it in the context of, you know, the maths and where we're going to finish. What can we do? It's dead. For me, it's dead. So, just like it was against Tottenham, where I took it in isolation, and that came out very nicely, and we beat Tottenham in very good fashion, and we played really well. I want the same thing against West Ham. I think West Ham will be a tougher game than Tottenham. This is where it gets a bit sticky. West Ham right now are sitting in 9th, 2 points behind us, having played one game more than us. So they need to beat Chelsea in order to leapfrog Chelsea, having had that one game in hand, to give them more of a chance for a finish above Chelsea if Chelsea were to win the game in hand that they have over them. So this is where it gets interesting for West Ham coming to the bridge tomorrow. Now, in other news, if we're going to take a little detour, right, because I think it's deserved, what in the blue hell happened today in the Premier League, right? What happened? And not just Premier League. There's some Chelsea stuff I want to talk about too. But Arsenal, with the referee performance of a goldfish, right? The VAR are as thick as, I don't know what to describe it anymore. I don't know what to compare them with. They're incomparable. You can't compare them to anything. They're that bad. It's this sort of performance in the VAR room that makes me want to say, listen, scrap the whole VAR. And I like the technology. I think the tech is cool. It's the people that are running it that ain't got a Scooby. They ain't got a clue. But if that's going to be the case and we're not going to fix it, we're not going to improve, listen, scrap the whole thing, man. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Big up to Sweden. Sweden, the Swedish league, they rejected VAR. They had it on the plate and they went, no, we don't want it. Big up to you. Because right now, it seems like the only flipping solution. Anyway, Arsenal got a very, very big helping hand in relation to the title race in that 3-0 win over Bournemouth, which shouldn't have been 3-0 if I'm being honest. The penalty shout, Havertz diving, Bournemouth's disallowed goal, this, that. I mean, it's chaos, absolute chaos. So there's that. Man City, though, responded very, very easily. Straight after that, you'd think the title race is tight, and then City come along and go, yep, no problem. Erling Haaland, I'll score 4 goals. There we are, job done. 4 goals. He comes in and he scores 4. And you look at the goals and you're just thinking, congrats on the golden boot. Congrats. I got nothing else to say. Congrats. So Cole Palmer, listen, Cole Palmer, it was a very good try, a very good attempt. You can. There's nothing more you can possibly do. So respect to Cole Palmer, but Erling Haaland, congratulations, mate. Deserved. It's ridiculous. No one's catching him for the golden boot now. No one. So that's that. Now, the Chelsea side, I've seen all things happening. There's news about the kit, our new kit for next season, what it looks like. Looks weird. I'm not going to lie. The orange throws it off, but we'll see what happens. Not just that, the front shirt sponsor isn't ready, because obviously a load of sponsors are waiting for a European spot, specifically Champions League. That's not happening. But on top of that, Chelsea missed the deadline with Nike in order to get the next year's kit sorted and whatnot without a sponsor, basically. There's a whole deadline that's been missed because of it anyway. So we clearly don't know what we're doing. Not just that, but on the managerial front, Pochettino, it's kicking off. It's kicking off. And as of only minutes ago, I saw the latest news about a possible ex-West Ham United employee on Twitter who has Chelsea sources, did have good Chelsea sources previously as well. It's come out and said that the relationship between Pochettino and the owners are completely strained now. It's strained. And we've known this. After what Poch come out and said after the game against Tottenham, that caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. You know, where he was just going, enough is enough. You know, if they want to keep me, they'll keep me. If they don't want to keep me, they don't keep me. It is what it is. You could just see that that's it. It's not throwing his toys out of the pram. He has literally reached a boiling point and a point where he can't take it anymore. So, cool. Poch, now show us what you're made of, yeah? Don't be the yes man that it looks like you've become. Show some personality, stick up for your morals, stick up for what you truly think is true. Let us see the bigger picture and tell us what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Now, not completely. You don't need to come out and say, oh, the owners did this and did that. But, you know, show that you're trying to protect what you genuinely believe is the right thing and right way to go. You know? So, the damage could be done, basically, already. It could be a case where Pochettino is already basically out of the door. We'll see what happens in terms of the managerial appointment. But there's that. Bayern Munich's all kicking off. No one wants to take that job. Thomas Tuchel's definitely leaving. And then I saw a link coming out of, was it Tutto Mercato in Italy? I think it was Tutto Mercato, who are not a good source. But they came out and said that Chelsea are looking to reunite with Thomas Tuchel. And I'm like, listen, I know you're always wrong, but please, for one time, be right. Please be right. Please be right. Doubt it. But we'll see what happens. Now, I'm taking this game in isolation, like I've already said. The injury news, in terms of injury news going into this game, it seems like it's going to be a fairly similar team, although Levi Colwill and Nkunku are back in training. So they might actually be available and in the squad. Is it worth it? Personally, I'm at a point where it's not worth rushing them back. I'm really not fussed. You know, if we had something to play for, something massive, something huge, if we were going for a Champions League spot, I'd be like, okay, now listen, we might have to think about bringing them in. You know, if they're ready, bring them in. But if they're not ready, just don't risk them. We need to think about next season instead. Simple as that. And stop, you know, aggravating or aggravating injuries that they've already got, because our medical department and our medical situation is a joke. So that's that. Those are the only players that I think are going to be potentially available, alongside all the others that we've already seen are available, and all the players from the last game against Spurs that are still out, it seems. So it is what it is. Now, in terms of, I'm going to get, if I can, the West Ham news, so then we can discuss a little bit of West Ham, because I think we've got to cover the other team. It says here, Colwill and Nkunku could return respective toe and hamstring injuries that could be sorted. And same players out for West Ham. Konstantinos Mavropanos could return after missing the last 3 matches. And Naif Aguad remains sidelined, but the Hammers have no fresh injury problems. So, in terms of West Ham, actually, you know what? I've not actually checked West Ham's form going into this game and their latest results and what they've actually been doing. In terms of West Ham, not the greatest form. Not the greatest form, if I'm being completely honest. Although they have been somewhat involved in European football lately. They drew to Liverpool 2-2. That's a decent result. They got battered by Crystal Palace 5-2, and they got knocked out by Leverkusen before that. So they've not had a very good time. Fulham beat them at home 2-0 in between those European games, and before that, Wolves did lose to West Ham 2-1, and they drew 1-1 to Tottenham. But the last game, Liverpool 2-2, that's actually somewhat of a decent result, despite Liverpool capitulated. Liverpool capitulated hard. I've never seen a farewell tour go so wrong. This farewell tour is basically, like I said previous, it's a repeat of Woodstock 99. If you don't know what happened at Woodstock 99, go and Google it. You'll see it for yourselves. You can see the rioting and the fires and the chaos and the people getting hurt and all sorts. It's chaos, right? And we saw what happened between Jurgen Klopp and Mo Salah. And I think it's safe to say they're not on the same page anymore. And Klopp really couldn't care because he's going. So that's that. Anyway, West Ham coming into this, it's a decent result for that 2-2 against Liverpool. And I suspect, like I've said, this is the sort of game that I worry about. I don't worry against Tottenham so much, despite me thinking that they would actually show up a little bit better than they did. But those top teams, you know that Chelsea are, I don't want to say motivated enough, but they tend to just go that extra gear. West Ham and these teams, mid-table, Bournemouth, Wolves, Fulham, Brighton, these are the teams where we switch off. So, to be honest, I'm kind of glad I'm at a point where I'm not really looking for us to play for anything. It's just game by game and see if we can get a win each game. That's basically it to wrap up the season. West Ham's the London derby and it's at home. It's as simple as that. So we don't have an excuse not to show up. And if we come with a similar format, a similar style and play that we had against Tottenham, which impressed me to an extent, and I'll make sure to mention one play in particular when I jump into the starting 11 very shortly. I want to see something similar. Stick to it. Run with it. See where it can take you. I don't want to see changes made by Poch, you know? And this is where, or big systematic changes. I don't want to see that. And this is where we're going to jump into the starting 11, actually. I hope we don't switch off. I hope we don't come into this game thinking, we beat Tottenham. We are now it. This is going to be a piece of cake. It's going to be a walk in the park. And then we lose 2-0. You know, this is very Chelsea. Very Chelsea. And this is why I'm looking at this game and I'm more worried in this game than I am against Tottenham. And I'll tell you my score prediction at the end. So, let's jump into the starting 11 without further ado. Here it is. I'm sticking to the same 11, basically. I'm not making a change, right? And I'll explain. The back four done a great job against Tottenham. And to be honest, because of that, I feel like I'm going to make a change. I feel like I'm doing a little bit of injustice here for Alfie Gilchrist. Alfie Gilchrist was actually quality. And I think for that reason, I think it's best that he gets some continuity and we see Alfie Gilchrist. So instead of Achiempong, who I still want to see play, he did come on against Tottenham and I'm glad he featured. And he looked good. In fact, what was it? I think he made the most interceptions in the game and he only played like 12 minutes or something stupid. Something along those lines. There was a stat that I saw and I was like, bloody hell. So Achiempong, I'd love to see, considering we've not really got much to play for. I wouldn't mind seeing Alfie Gilchrist though, because like I said, I think he had a banging game against Tottenham. So, apart from that, the back four was fantastic. Great. The midfield was cool as well. Caicedo, Gallagher seemed to, they link very well. Very, very well. Physicality, dirty work, passing, moving the ball as fast as possible, interceptions. There's a blend. And it seems to fit pretty well so far. Anyway, so Gallagher, Caicedo, alongside each other. Cole Palmer in the 10, without question. And it worked decent against Tottenham. And I think he's the only solution in the midst of Enzo being out and no one else to play. Chukwuemeka out as well. Palmer goes into the 10. For that reason, Madueke, who I mentioned about the front three against Tottenham and how there were certain if we're going to talk about weak points, it was that. Some people thought I went in on Mudryk and I was like, no, he's had an absolute, stinker. He's a horrible player and whatnot. Like, no, he actually had a better game than usual, but it's still not good enough. I'm not someone that's going to just accept and go, yeah, he played a little bit better than the last game, so cool. Like, no. There are still things there in this game that I'm like, brother, what are you doing? And that needs to disappear. Madueke, on the other hand, Madueke had a decent game. There's just moments with Madueke where he wants to be the hero. He wants to go in alone when he's got options. He makes the bad final call. Like he does. That's the only thing. If he fixes that, he's on a very good path. And in order to fix that, he needs to be more mature. He needs to fix his mentality. He needs, not mentality in terms of giving everything, mentality in terms of controlling his emotion and controlling his thoughts, because he's not doing that enough. And he's young, I get it, but you get the gist. That's the one thing he needs to amend. So Madueke on the right-hand side, I'll be happy to see him there. I still want to see Jackson on the left. Jackson needs to be a winger. Play him on the left. This is why I'm not playing Mudryk. And I'm playing David Washington. Like I've said, we've got nothing to lose. Realistically, we're not playing for anything crazy now. So stick Washington up top and see what happens. You know? But the one point that I wanted to bring attention to is Cucurella. Cucurella and the way that he was used in that inverted midfield role from left back is something that we did experiment with in pre-season. It's something we've not seen since. It's something that we've noticed Aït-Nouri is doing at Wolves, and he's doing it very well, and that's what managed to get a little bit of a debate going as to whether Chelsea should go for him. Now we're seeing Cucurella play a similar role. He executed that really, really well against Tottenham. Really well. He looked flawless. So, do it again. Do it again. That's basically it. That would be my tactical instruction for Marco Correa. See what he did against Tottenham? Yeah, just do it again. That's it. So basically, that's my starting 11. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree or disagree? Any changes you would make? Any things that you would amend? Let me know. But this is my starting 11. And as I tell you guys to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and I will be here for the watch along tomorrow. Do not worry. We will be here. I am going to give you my score prediction. I want to say a Chelsea win, but like I said, this is the game. I'm not going to lie. This is the one of the games that I saw on the calendar of the games that we have left, and I was thinking, like we got West Ham, Nottingham Forest, Brighton, and Bournemouth. To be honest, all of them can go wrong. Nottingham Forest, I feel like we might be okay. Brighton, I reckon we'll. I don't know. We're trying to be like them, so I don't know. Bournemouth, I'm worried about. Bournemouth are the ones that I'm actually worried about here. Bournemouth, if you take the league table, I saw this the other day. Take the league table from the moment that their new manager was hired. They're 5th in the Premier League. 5th. It's nuts. They've gone so under the radar, it's ridiculous, right? Solanke is killing it. Like, there's all sorts of things happening there. I'm concerned about Bournemouth. Last day of the season, I reckon they'll come to the bridge and give everything, and I reckon that they'll be a danger. But I don't think we're going to lose games. I think we'll draw a lot of these games. And this is where I reckon tomorrow will be a draw as well. I'm going to go with what I initially predicted against Tottenham. I'm going to stick with 2-2. Chelsea 2, West Ham 2. That's my honest gut prediction. We should have what it takes to win. I do expect us to go out and have the control of the game. But I do suspect that we will come off the gas a little bit. Compared to Tottenham, where we were completely on the gas, and that seems to be our problem of the season. So I expect it to happen again tomorrow. It's up to the team, Poch, the players, to prevent it from happening. We will react to it on the watch along, so make sure you guys are here, much appreciated, and I'll catch all of you then. So let me know your thoughts down below, your predictions, your results, not results, we'll see the results tomorrow. Your scores, your team lineups, your first 11s, let me know down below what you think. And I will see all of you on the watch along tomorrow as we go through the motions once again. I'll see you then. Have a good one, people. See you tomorrow. Take care and peace.